Hello everyone and welcome back again. We'll try to make this particular video short, okay? In our last video, we talked about SQL injection, right? And we learned that websites can become vulnerable when they trust user inputs too much. Today we are going to talk about web application security. Again, don't let these names scare you, okay? By the end of the video, you will understand what web application security is and why it is important in everyday life. Okay, first, what is web application? A web application is what you already know and what you use every day, okay? It's simply a website that allows users to interact with it, okay? And examples are Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, Amazon, Jumia, online banking websites, school portals. Whenever you log in, you send a message, buy a product, or check your results online, you are using a web application. Now, imagine if these websites had no security. What would happen? Someone could read your private messages. Yes. They could access your bank account. Yes. They could change your school records. Yes. They could steal customer information. Yes. They could take over user accounts. Okay. And that's exactly why web application security exists. Web application security is a process of protecting websites and web applications from cyber attacks. In simple terms, web application security means keeping websites safe from hackers and protecting users' information. Now, let's use a real life example as usual, right? Imagine your house. Yeah. Your house has a gate, it has doors, it has windows, it has locks on this also, right? Why? Because you want to control who can enter your house. You get it? Now, a website is the same. A website also needs protection. Its doors and windows are things like login forms, search boxes, registration forms, payment pages, user accounts. Now, if these areas are not secured properly, attackers may find a way inside. So, what are the main goals of web application security? 3 very important goals. The first is confidentiality. Confidentiality simply means keeping information private. For example, your password should remain private, you know, right? Your bank account details should remain private. Your medical records should remain private. The second is integrity. Integrity simply means making sure information cannot be changed without permission. For example, a student should not be able to change their exam scores after the school has uploaded them on their portal, right? So an attacker should not be able to change a customer's order. And the third is availability. I discussed this topic in one of my videos, okay? So availability simply means making sure that the website remains accessible when users need it. Imagine trying to use a bank's website and it's constantly offline. What would happen? It's a problem, right? Yes. Now, let's talk about some common threats to web applications. One threat is the SQL injection, which we discussed in the previous lesson, okay? And another common threat is cross-site scripting. It's often called XSS. Okay, this means when attackers inject malicious scripts, this XSS, it happens when attackers inject malicious scripts into web pages. Another threat is weak password. Yes, many users, I don't know, maybe out of laziness, they still choose passwords like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Password, my password. Things so simple. Yes, these passwords are very easy to guess. Poor security settings can also create problems. For example, default passwords, outdated software, unnecessary services running. Now, these mistakes make websites easier to attack. Now, here is something very, very, very important. Most successful cyber attacks, they do not happen because hackers are geniuses. No, they happen simply because someone forgot a basic security rule, right? Maybe a password was weak, maybe a software was or is outdated, maybe user input was not validated properly. Now, small mistakes like this can create big security problems, even in real life events, right? And that is why cybersecurity professionals, they spend a lot of time looking for weaknesses before attackers find them. Now, again, let's think of a security guard inspecting a building. What does the guard check for? The guard checks the doors, he checks the locks, checks the windows, checks emergency exits, right? Cyber security professionals do similar things. They inspect websites and applications looking for weaknesses. Their goal is to identify problems and fix them before attackers take advantage of them. All right? Let's quickly recap, okay? A web application is any website that allows users to interact with it. And examples include social media sites, online stores, banking platforms, and school portals. Web application security is the process of protecting these websites from attacks. The three main goals are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And common threats include SQL injection, cross-site scripting, that's XSS, weak passwords, security misconfigurations. Now, if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Okay, web application security is all about protecting websites, protecting user information, and making sure online services remain safe and available. In our next lesson, we are going to look at one of the most important topics in cybersecurity, the OWASP Top 10. It's a list of the most common and dangerous web application security risks. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.